Good morning, guys, and welcome to Flores in Guatemala. This is a place from where I will be visiting the ruins of Tikal. I came here from Lanquin, and here is how that went. The journey from Lanquin to Flores took a total of 10 hours. This was way more than I anticipated. Luckily, there was a proper restaurant along the way this time, but the Guatemalan mountains make any overland journey a long-lasting expedition. We even had to cross a river on the world's smallest ferry. We arrived at our destination quite late and went for some cheap tacos before heading to our hostel for an early night, because we had an early wake-up call the next morning. And I am staying here at Hotel Petén, which has a small pool, and it's a hotel, but it also has a hostel. And there is air conditioning in the room, which is great because it gets so hot here. That's also one of the advantages for doing this tour in the morning, is that it's not scorching hot yet. It is currently 3 a.m. and today we are going on a tour of the ruins for sunrise. So yes, it is very early. I'm waiting for them to pick me up, but supposedly, the sunrise is the best moment to visit these temples because you properly hear the jungle come to life. It is about 45 minutes or a 1-hour drive away from Flores. And I'm really excited for this because so far, these are my first ruins of this trip. They say that Tikal was the New York of the Mayan Empire, and I went with a guide just to be sure that I get all the information. It is the thing to do around here. I got my takeaway breakfast from the hostel and we started our journey to the ruins. When we arrived at the entrance, we could hear the howler monkeys already. We all had to sign in and got our bracelets. When I saw this sign, I decided I would keep an eye out for the orange-breasted falcon. After half an hour of running to the other side of the site, we made it to the highest temple where most of the other early birds were already watching the sky light up over the forest. As we waited for the sun to rise above the horizon, we got to enjoy this natural entertainment. A whole family of white-nosed coatis, including these cute babies. Aside from these adorable furry babies, the birds came around to sing their first song of the day. And even the orange-breasted falcon came by to say hi. We then descended to explore the rest of the Mayan city. We have made it to the big pyramid, and we were really rushed here. Granted, my friend did get a bit unwell when we were trying to enter, so it took us a bit longer to all come through. And then the guide pretty much just started running, making a run for it to get here in time. And then once we made it to the top, it was already quite light. So I was pretty upset. I was kind of pissed off. But I had some food, and we saw some baby coatis. And in the end, I really enjoyed it. Now we are going to continue our tour. We pretty much walked for half an hour to make it all the way to the other side of the park. And I guess we will be making our way back, learning all about the archaeological site. We started our actual tour around the city, starting with the ancient storage, and the birds really started stealing the show at this point. From parrots to so many toucans. I had been waiting to see a toucan properly for so long now, so this was an absolute treat. We made it to the next pyramid, and once again we had to climb it. I was not mentally prepared yet to climb another one, and it was already getting quite hot. However, the view was completely worth it. It was arguably even better than the first view. The amount of different parrots and birds of prey that we could see and hear in the treetops from here was just incredible.
They burn candles, sugar, chocolate, and peno. And after they marking the line here in the center, and another one northeast.
We walked across the rest of the site quite swiftly, often walking over still covered pyramids and structures. We have made it to the main square and it is now 8 a.m. and it is getting quite hot. So if you do come, I do really recommend to come as early as possible because it's so much nicer to climb the pyramids and walk around here if it's not super hot. Also, you can hear the howler monkeys in the background. There's toucans all over. It's really very special. As our last effort of the day, we climbed the main pyramid on the square. We were sweating so much and later heard that it was one of the hottest days so far, reaching up to 42 degrees Celsius. There was little to no wind. Thank God we did this visit so early. We then walked back to the entrance where they made us wait over half an hour at some restaurants, most of us half asleep, before returning to the city, all of us fast asleep, as the return took us twice as long due to the roadworks. I think we were finally back in Flores around noon. Right guys, let me give you a short review of my day. At first, as I said, I was a bit pissed off and I thought, this sunrise is not worth it. But it was. Once I had eaten something and seen the baby animals and the actual sunrise and the birds came out. I'm such a bird nerd, so the birds made it all worthwhile for me. But if I'm gonna be really honest, our tour guide wasn't great. I would have understood him better if he was speaking Spanish instead of English, and I think he would have done more of an effort to explain even more, because I feel like he didn't explain much at all. I've been to pretty much, I'm not gonna say all of the ruins in Mexico, but most of the Mayan ruins in Mexico, and I've gone there with guides as well, and on previous tours I've gotten so much more information. And this was expensive. It was 575 quetzales, but it includes my transfer to Belize tomorrow. So it's almost as expensive, I think, as Chichen Itza, and it was not as elaborate at all. But it's really cool that it's located in the middle of the jungle. We did have a lot of traffic on the way back, and when I made it to my room, people were installing this to like put curtains up, so I had to sleep in the lobby, sweating my tits off, instead of in my air-conditioned room. My siesta, I mean. And then I went for a milkshake at Maple and Tocino and a smoothie at Maracuya. This place is full of such incredible, beautiful little cafes. The city center is so colorful as well. Flores is basically the little island that is on this lake, and I've loved walking around here. Honestly, you can walk around the island in no time. I was planning on taking the boat to Jorge's rope swing and just going there for the sunrise, but my friend is not feeling well and I don't feel like going alone, so I might just take my journal and go out and sit on one of the piers, which I think is gonna be basically the same thing because I wouldn't have gone swimming anyways. And then we have one more delicious dinner to go for tonight. Maybe some drinks as well. Ooh, I could go to the Sky Bar for the sunset instead. I'm getting good ideas! As I left the hostel, I realized that the hostel restaurant had a great view itself. So I stayed here near a fan to watch the sun set over the lake. And I wasn't the only one with that idea. Since the food looked so good at Maracuya in the afternoon, I went back there for dinner and had my favorite passion fruit juice and a fish burger. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't want to miss any of the next videos of this Central America trip. Next up is Belize, and I am ending with 3 more weeks in Mexico. So I hope to see you in the next videos. Bye!